Hi there and welcome. Today we are gonna learn how to solve a 3x3 basic Rubik's Cube. Yep. So apparently there are two things to keep in mind when learning how to solve a Rubik's Cube. So first thing it is the logical knowledge about a cube, and secondly the algorithms. Now the logical knowledge in general, it is like the pieces which have got just one side are called center pieces. Now there are 6 of them, orange opposite to red, white is opposite to yellow, and blue is opposite to green. Yep. And the pieces which have got two sides are called edge pieces. There are 12 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4. This 4 makes a total 8, and 9, 10, 11, 12. And lastly, the pieces which have got just 3 sides are called corner pieces. So there are 8 corner pieces in total in a cube. So 4 on top and 4 on bottom. So these pieces are called corner pieces which have got 3 sides. Now, by logic, just for example, if I want this piece which is blue, orange, and yellow, if I want that corner piece to be here, so there are many ways to bring it down there. So one way is you rotate the top layer and bring that down here, or you can bring it down in this way, and it could be any way. You can just, in general, it's like manipulating the pieces from their original place to whichever place that you wish. The same thing stands for the edge pieces, which are two-sided pieces. For example, if I want the blue-yellow piece to be here, so I can bring that blue-yellow on top, then in front of me, then bring it to the right side. Now, regarding the algorithms, consider the following algorithm shown below. As a beginner, you might have no idea what it means, so in order to understand the algorithms, we need to understand the language of a Rubik's Cube. So just for example, if you're holding a cube in front of you like this, we can take as the white side in front of us, that makes the orange on top, red on bottom, and so on. So the side which is in front of you is your face side, or you can say front side. And the letter for that side is F. Similarly, for the upper layer, the letter is U, and R is for right side, L is of course for the left, D is for the down, and B stands for back. Now, if the letter is just a plain letter, for example F, that means you have to turn the front side once clockwise, and the same thing stands for all sides. Let's just say R, that means you have to rotate the right side clockwise once. That's what we call R. Similarly, L, for left side, the clockwise is towards us, so clockwise L, and D clockwise will go this side, so that's D. And if there's a letter with a little symbol up there, that's called prime. So let's just take, for example, F prime. And if that thing occurs in an algorithm, that means you have to turn the front side once counterclockwise. So this is called F prime. Similarly, for all sides, R prime will be right side counterclockwise, and D prime will be down counterclockwise. L counterclockwise will be that way. U clockwise is this way, and U counterclockwise is the opposite. The same thing stands for back. If you're looking at a clock from behind, this clockwise will be this side, and counterclockwise will be opposite. So B prime. So now let's get back to the same algorithm, that is F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. So that goes something like this: F, U, R, U prime, R prime, and F prime. Alright, so now that we have learned the basic knowledge of a Rubik's Cube, let's take a look at the steps that we are going to follow while learning. So in order to make it a little bit easier to understand, I have divided the entire process into 4 different steps. So as you can see here in step 1, we are going to learn how to solve the first layer, the layer number 1, including the top part which is visible here in this case, the white part. In step 2, we are going to learn how to solve the layer number 2, and that's the part where the algorithms come in the game. So we need 2 algorithms to solve the entire second layer. And if we just flip the cube, so that will be our layer number 3 on top, and in step 3 we are gonna solve the top part of layer number 3, and here in this case you can see it's yellow, and we need 2 algorithms to solve that part. And lastly, in step 4 we are gonna solve the sides of the layer number 3. So in order to solve those sides we need 2 algorithms. So I'm not gonna use a lot of algorithms since it's a beginner level video. So I'm using very less algorithms, so 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals not much, 6 algorithms to solve the whole cube. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so welcome to step number 1. Here we are going to learn how to solve the first layer, which is the start of a Rubik's Cube. So we have to start off with the cross, or you can say plus or X, but in Rubik's Cube community we call it as cross, so we'll go with the cross. So I'm going to choose white as the top color. I prefer you to choose white as well if you're a beginner. So in order to solve the cross we need 4 edge pieces which have got white on one side, so that's the way it's going to complete the cross. So we have got 1 edge piece in front of us right now, that's white and orange. We have got our second edge piece over here which has got white and red. This is the third one, green and white, and this is the fourth one, white and blue. So we have got our 4 edge pieces in front of us. So I'm going to start off with the white and red. So the idea of solving a cross is that we have to match the second color to the respected side. So let's just say this white is of course going to match this way, but take a look at this place. This red doesn't match with the orange, so we want this red to match with the red, so we're going to rotate it. So it doesn't match with green. Here it is, so we can say 25% of the cross is completed. Okay, so our first piece is fixed. Now we can go for the second piece. Here you can see white and blue, so we are gonna fix the white and blue to its place, so that's here. So that white and blue needs to be here, which is gonna complete the cross. The white is gonna match with white, and the blue is gonna match with the blue centerpiece. So we can do one thing. We need to take a look at a way to fix this blue with the blue centerpiece. So the logical stuff here is that you can just match the blue here and bring the white on top, and of course we're gonna bring back our white and red back in its place. So we've got half of our cross done. Now the rest of the 2 pieces here, in this case, here's one, white and orange. So now we need the white and orange over here. So the orange is gonna match with the orange centerpiece here, and the white's gonna match with the white centerpiece, of course. So if I'm gonna flip it up here directly, it's correct, but it's flipped, of course. So they have swapped their places. So logically, if we go through correct way, we can just do our best to fix that orange with this one. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna bring that down and match that orange with the orange centerpiece. Now that white piece is facing downwards, and I'm gonna bring that white on top. We're gonna ignore those corners just for the sake of the cross. Okay, so we've got our white and orange done. We've got our white and blue done. We've got our white and red done. The last things left here is the white and green edge piece. So we first have to find where it is. Here it is. So it's fixed between the second layer, in between. So first thing we have to do is we have to take that out of that place. So what we're gonna do is bring that layer down so that white and green piece comes in the lower layer, and take that away from there and put back our cross. So now we have got our white and green below. So it's a simple logic here. The green needs a green centerpiece and our cross is on top. So I'm gonna match that green with green. So here it's blue. Now it's orange. And finally it's green. And that way we have completed our cross. Now regarding the second part of step 1, it's as easy as solving the cross. The only difference here is that in cross we were working on the edge pieces, the pieces which have got 2 sides, and here we're gonna work on the corner pieces which have got 3 sides. So one weird little hack I'm gonna share here is that we need 4 corner pieces. We need 4 corner pieces which have got white on one side. So there will be 3 sides, and among those 3 sides, white has to be on one side. So we have already got one of those corner pieces here, which has got white, orange, blue. White is a part of that corner piece, which has to be fixed somewhere. These are our second corner piece here, and this is our third corner piece, and lastly this is our fourth corner piece, because white is part of them. So the hack here I'm gonna share is, it's not a hack, it's just a basic thing. So you can see this corner piece has got white, red, and blue. So what we are going to do is bring that piece between red and blue center pieces. So here it's orange and green. And right now this piece is between the orange and green. So we are going to turn that and bring between red and blue. So this is red and this is blue. This piece has to be fixed here. That's going to complete with the white, the red, the blue and the red. And the second thing to make sure is that the white part should be facing either to the right or to the front. If that's down, you have to bring that to the right or to the front, okay? So here in this case, in a simple way, it gets fixed on top layer, but it's distorting our cross and we don't want to do that. So a general understanding here is if the white is facing to your right, okay? So white, red, blue, that corner piece has to be between the red and blue. What you can do is when the white side is facing to the right, you can just bring down the right layer, okay? And match the white with white, which is gonna automatically match the blue sides, and take that up. Once again, it's as easy as it seems. So we are gonna bring down the right layer, fix the whites, and put them back. And that's the first corner piece fixed at its place. Now for the second corner piece here, for example, look, this is white, green, and orange. So that means we need this corner, regardless of white, we need this to be in between orange and green sides. So here's our orange and that's the green part. So now here in this case the white is facing towards us. This time it's not right. So in simple way, once again, if I just put it up here, it gets perfectly matched with the centers and the white, but our cross gets disturbed. So what I'm gonna do is take this white out of the way. That means I'm gonna rotate the down layer counterclockwise, that is D prime, okay? Just to understand the algorithms. And bring the right layer down, match the white with the white, which is once again automatically gonna match the greens, and put them back. As easy as it seems, of course. So once again, the white was facing towards us, the green and orange, so this corner piece has to be between orange and green. So I'm gonna put away that white, bring down the right layer, fix the whites, and put them back. And that's how we do it. Now for this corner piece, you can see the white, orange, and blue. So that means this corner piece has to go between orange and blue. So here is our orange and there's our blue centerpiece. So I'm gonna bring that corner piece between the blue and orange. And once again, the white is facing towards us. That means I'm gonna move that white away from me. So to the left, bring down the right layer, fix the whites, and put it back up. And lastly, we have got white, red and green. Now in this case I'm gonna make it a little bit complicated so to understand. So as you can see, we have got our corner piece ready between red and green. The white is facing downwards. So like I said, we need that white either facing towards us or to the right side. Okay, so what we can do is you have to work with the right layer and down layer in this case. Okay, so the white is facing down, we need it either to the right or towards us, so we're gonna bring the right layer down in front of us. That will make that white part face to the right. So once that white part starts to face on the sides of layer number 3, you are gonna bring that white in front of you and put that right layer back up and bring that white, orange and white, green and red back on its place, and you can fix that white with white, and there you go. So you have got your first the top side solved along with the sides. So your layer 1 is totally solved. Alright, so now that we have completed our step 1 perfectly, it's time to head over to step 2, which is solving the layer number 2. And once we have completed the step 1, which means the top part of the first layer and the sides, we are gonna flip our cube upside down, so our layer 1 stays below. So we are gonna work now in step layer number 2. And this is where the magical part begins. This is where the algorithms come in the game. So if you look closely while working on layer number 2, we only need to fix the edge pieces on the right places. So for example, here is the edge piece that we need, which has got orange on one side and blue on the other. So here it's a different edge piece right now fixed, that's blue and red, which doesn't deserve to be here. So we are gonna find the edge piece which has got blue and orange. So here we have our piece which has got blue on one side and orange on the other. So once we get that, let's for example, if it's somewhere else, we are gonna fix that blue with the blue. If the orange was available here, we would fix that orange with the orange. So in short, it's the trick to make a capital letter T, but a flipped T, upside down. So once we get that, so you can understand that we need that edge piece which has got orange and blue to be fixed left side here, which will complete the stripe. So your first algorithm here, if there's an edge piece which you need to fix from top to left, the algorithm goes something like this: U prime, L prime, U prime, L, U, F, U, F prime. And that's how you get that piece from top to left in its right place. Now if you do that algorithm really slow, you can easily see how that piece changes its positions to get into place. Now similarly, we're going to work on all those pieces. Now just for example, we can take a piece here that we need, which is green and orange. We need an edge piece which has got green and orange. So here we have it. We've got green and orange. We're going to first make a letter T. Ignore those two pieces for now. So we got a flipped letter T, and this time we need to fix that edge piece to our right side. So this green orange is going to travel all the way from top to right, like that. So for that, the algorithm is just opposite in terms of a Rubik's Cube. So it goes something like this. If you want an edge piece to travel from top to right, it's U, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime, U prime, F. These are the only two algorithms needed to solve the layer number 2, and that works in all sides. So we're gonna work on, let's say, blue and red. So we have got blue and red center pieces here, so we need that edge piece to be in the middle over here. So since blue is in front, we're gonna fix that blue with the blue center piece, and once again we need that piece to travel right side. So once again, the same algorithm: U, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime, U prime, F. That's how we got that. And finally we have got the last piece which needs to be fixed here, which is the red and green edge piece. So we're gonna find it. Here it is, the green and red. So we're gonna match the green with the green centerpiece, and this time this piece has to go from top to left. So once again, U prime, L prime, U prime, L, U, F, U, F prime. And that's how you solve your second layer. Alright, so now that we have completed our step 2, welcome to step 3, and here we are gonna solve the top part of layer number 3. So we consider this as top part because we have flipped the cube. So if the layer number 1 was on top, that might be considered as bottom, but since we have flipped it, we can consider this as top. Just a basic thing to clarify. So the first algorithm here is to create a cross on the bottom layer. Now we can't roughly create the cross the way we did on layer 1, because if we do that, the whole cube is going to get ruined. So there's an algorithm to do that. So that algorithm goes something like this. Now that algorithm has to be actually applied on a case where, so here in this case, yellow is our color, so we need a very small opposite L. Once that L occurs, that algorithm is going to work once and the cross will be made automatically. So, but right now we don't have any L here, so we are going to repeat that algorithm again and again, maybe twice or maybe thrice or maybe more, until we get an L and finally we get a cross. So I'm going to share how it's possible. So the algorithm goes something like this to build a cross. It's F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. Now in some cases you might get a straight line. Once you get that straight line, just shift the position as a minus sign on your cube. Don't keep it this way, keep it that way. It should be horizontal. Okay, and repeat the algorithm again. So it goes F, U, R, U prime, R prime, and F prime. So once you do that on a horizontal straight line in the center, you will get a small L, the opposite L. And once you get that L, you have to keep it the same way, or some people actually memorize it by assuming it as an arrow facing diagonally right side downwards. So I consider it to say as an opposite L. Once you get that figure down there, you can repeat that algorithm again and you will get a cross. So it's F, U, R, U prime, R prime, and F prime. And there you have it. You got your cross on third layer. Alright, so now that we have crossed the first algorithm needed in solving the top face of layer number 3, now we are heading over to the second algorithm to complete the corners. So one algorithm was to create the cross, which we did just now, and the second algorithm is going to be for the corners. So for the corners, the algorithm goes something like this. It's R, U, R prime, U, R, 2U, R prime. And you need to repeat that algorithm until you get something, a figure or a pattern which looks like that. It looks like a fish, it looks like a mathematical character called alpha. I go with the alpha. Now you will get this alpha in two conditions. One is the yellow color, one corner piece of the same yellow will be facing either this side, here we got this situation, or in some case you will get the same yellow facing this side instead of here. So this is the actual position where this algorithm works. So we repeated that, we did that algorithm once, we're gonna repeat it again and we will be done with the corners. So we have to land somehow at a pattern like this, the alpha, with a yellow color facing towards us from the right side, like that. So once we do that algorithm again, the corners will be solved. So once again, R, U, R prime, U, R, 2U, R prime. And that gives you a completely solved top part of layer number 3. Alright, so now we are at the last stage of solving a cube. So it's step 4, and like I said, we need 2 algorithms to finally solve the sides of layer number 3. And here we need to take care of 2 things carefully. So firstly, we need to create a situation where the sides of the corner pieces are same everywhere. So for example, here it's orange and here it's red. Then these are 2 different colors. We need to make them same. So orange, orange, and we can say here green, green. We need same. So here they're not same anywhere. So the first algorithm for the sides goes something like this to create these 2 sides same. Once again, ignore the edge pieces in this case. Okay, so the algorithm goes like this: R prime, F, R prime, 2B, that's for the back, R, F prime, R prime, 2B, 2R. So when you apply that algorithm once, somewhere, somehow, we are gonna get a situation where 2 sides are same. So here in this case, it's green. Now once we get just one side as same, so here only green is same, the rest all are different. So once we get one side same, we are gonna put that opposite to us. So right now it's facing towards us. Now we are gonna put it back. So they're on the back side. So as like the headlights in a car, okay? So we put those same sides opposite to us and repeat the algorithm again. R prime, F, R prime, 2B, R, F prime, R prime, 2B, 2R. And that's gonna give you same sides in all places. Alright, for the last stage here, for solving the edge pieces which are jumbled in between. So this algorithm is gonna swap the edge pieces in 3 different places. So right now all 4 sides are different, so regardless of whichever side, you can start from wherever you want. I'm gonna choose, let's say, red for example, and we're gonna apply this algorithm. And what this algorithm is actually gonna do is it's gonna take this yellow red piece from here to here, and this yellow orange piece will swap with the yellow blue, and that yellow blue is going to travel back over here. Okay, so it goes something like this: R prime, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, U prime, R prime, U, R, U, 2R. And if you see carefully, those 3 sides have swapped, and the yellow orange, which was here, has traveled from here to here. So we got one side solved. And so now we are left with 3 more edges. So like I said, if I'm gonna apply this algorithm again, it's gonna take this red piece from here to here, this blue is gonna go here, and that green is gonna go back here. So it's creating a triangle from right to left. So here in this case, if this red travels over here, that will be our first round. And if we apply that same algorithm again, that red from here is going to travel to the red part, and so on. So R prime, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, U prime, R prime, U, R, U, 2R. So now those pieces have swapped again. But this will be the last time that we will be applying this algorithm, because this green is gonna fix between the green, this red is gonna swap with the blue and replace and take its red place, whatever. And the blue is finally get back to the blue part. So once again, for the last time, R prime, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, U prime, R prime, U, R, U, 2R. And voila, you got your cube completely solved. 6 algorithms, few logical knowledge, and there you go. There you have it. Thank you.